and then I'll come back on for questions.
Okay, cool.
All right, hold on one second. Hello, everyone. This is Sergio Marrero, and we're here with another session of RBL1 Live, our founder pitch series. Sam Equipe from Grupa is going to present today. So Samuel, I'll let you take it away. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam from Grupa. Today I want to introduce the future. What is Grupa? Grupa is building an operating system for product innovation. The problem, our mission is to democratize access to innovation, allowing anyone, anywhere to build the next big thing. What's the problem? It's so hard and expensive to hire and afford the best people on the planet, right? Meanwhile, people that work at the big tech companies, they are bored. They're looking for high impact projects. 20% of Googlers are working on side projects. 81% of employees at Apple want to do it, right? So we're finding ways for them to solve this problem. Why are they doing this? Because they're looking to learn, they're looking for ownership, they want to have equity, and they want to get compensated in a whole new way. Some of them today are angel investors, mentors, advisors, consultants. They're finding ways to get into startups. We are making it possible. It's happening. You see, the chief product officer at Coinbase said he's been speaking with a lot of people from FANG, and they're bored, they're looking for new opportunities. And what are we doing essentially? It's simple. We are building the Airbnb for product development. We connect people that work at this big tech company here in Silicon Valley who are bored and looking for the next big thing with startup founders who are desperate, especially in the early stage. And the interesting thing is they don't have to leave their full-time job. They can work on the side for cash and equity. How does it work? We find them these are top folks who come with their friends to work as a team. They get recommended to startups in domains that don't conflict with their work. They get matched with startup opportunities they find exciting and interesting. And then they work on the side mornings, evenings, or weekends. And the interesting thing is for the investment they make in these companies, they get upside in the growth. That is, they get cash and equity in these companies. How does it work? An expert signed up, right? Invite his friends. They get vetted. The startup comes on the platform, and then he can see a team and book a team and then start working. Our platform does something exciting, help them manage the entire workflow process, integrate with the tools they use in their office, and they help them provide predictability and insight into the product development process. Our business model is interesting. We get 25% of the compensation, either cash and equity or a mixture of both. And then the development cycle is mostly 4 to 8 weeks. Traction till date, we have served 13 clients. We have 15 teams on board. That's essentially about 100 engineers. The team is about 5 to 7 people. And then we have about 150 teams on waiting list. Today we work with startups that are backed by peer VC. And of course, that's our go-to-market strategy. VCs. The market is huge, right? Today, startups, this year, about 650 billion will be raised. 45% of that money goes into startup product development spend. And productivity market is huge. And so we think we're going to capture, our goal is to capture 10% of that. Our traction in the next 6 to 12 months is to get 100 active engagements. And of course, get the whole teams on board that we're on waiting list. And then we'll do about 4 million total contract value and $1 million net revenue. The team is very unique. My co-founder background was in legal and venture capital. My background, I co-founded 2 startups before. I was an engineer, and then of course, consulted for startup, built teams for startups, and then now doing this. Then of course, we have people. Today we use Grupa for Grupa. 3 people on this team have been Grupad. And so Sam, Victor, and Jade have been Grupad. We work with them on our work as well. Why is it now? Why is it important now? This massive explosion of startups, massive explosion of VC funds. VCs want to find different unique ways to give value to their startups. And they're using Grupa today as those perks. And then rising trend of distributed and remote work, proliferation of collaboration, productivity tools. And even these fan guys are today taking on part-time jobs. We know many of them today that do it. It's a love story that's already happening. Grouper wants to standardize and create a platform to allow it to happen at scale. Who are the competitors? We have different, they are all around here is outsourcing. There are some of these people up here who are trying to create a more embedded solution. And of course, we have consulting companies here. But Grouper is trying to help people get missionaries who are investing in the upside and growth and success of the companies with the best teams on the planet. We're raising about 1.8 million for engineering, marketing, growth. And then this is the future we're building, the work operating system for the internet. Thank you. Happy to answer any questions.
Thanks again very much, Sam, and sharing your vision for Groupa. And so if you could share with the audience before we sign off the live stream, how did you first come up with the idea?
So as I said, this is my third company. Mm-hmm. I'd done a couple of startups, and my friends went to Y Combinator, raised a lot of money, struggling. It's a nightmare to build a product. And it's not rocket science. I've been an engineer all my life, started coding when I was 13. I was like, oh, let's solve this problem. So I started doing this offline, like a consulting, helping them build teams, started finding ways to make it. I saw Uber for teams. It's not going to be impossible to do this. And so we started iterating on this. But this breakthrough came 2020 summer when Airbnb and Uber laid off in total 5,000 engineers. Literally, I had 5,000 engineers on Excel sheets, even from layoff.fyi. I called more than 200 to 500 of these. I spoke to them. And do you know that in 2 months, almost all of them got jobs? Guess who got more of the talents? The fan guys. And my friends who are desperate couldn't have access. One of my friends raised money from SoftBank. He used a year. But now today, he has somebody from Stripe, somebody from Visa, somebody from Netflix, somebody from Webflow working with him on the side, $5,000 a month, 0.3% equity each. Today, we are using Grouper for Grouper. If Sam wasn't on my team, I'll have made a lot of mistakes. Sam worked directly with Travis, and he brought all those insights from Uber to help me be a better founder. And of course, finding better ways to build better products. And so this is already happening. And I noticed that many of them are doing angel investing. They see it like Robin Hood for work. This is a way for me to explore startups and find the next big thing with a risk-free way without having to give up my $500 to $1 million a year work. So yeah, the breakthrough came from really identifying that layoff happened. People wanted to security, but people didn't want to give up their current engagement, and they were looking for something on the side. And Grouper wants to be that economy. We're not building a company, we're building an economy that can change the game.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Sam, for pitching today. And thanks everyone for